Mayor,
Hey, Ty, happy Friday.
happy Friday, sir. It's good to have you with us. We will eventually talk about who's going to replace Sean Payton with the Saints, but we'll save that for another time. But anyhow, I want to ask you this. By lots of measures, save for one, which is inflation, the economy in 2021 performed remarkably well. If you go on a 3-month backward-looking average, so you don't isolate January's jobs numbers, you have 541,000 jobs on average added over the past 3 prior months, 6.6 million for 2021. Why do you think President Biden still scores so poorly on handling the economy?
I think Americans are in a funky mood generally about the condition of the nation. But this year, when it comes to jobs, demonstrates why all of the stimulus and all of the steps that were taken to right the ship of the economy post the COVID pandemic was the right thing to do. This has been a remarkable year. It's a testament to the policies of the Biden administration. It's a testament to the work of both employers and employees and the energy for people to get back to work. And what I am hopeful is that it's going to continue, that this momentum in the jobs market will continue, because after all, Ty, we're still 2.9 million jobs fewer than pre the pandemic. So we're not all the way back, but compare this recovery to the post 2008, 9, and 10 recovery, and it's a remarkably different picture. So the president, I think, will get the credit. Now people are concerned about inflation, which they rightfully should be. But this is a remarkable jobs report when ADP was predicting losses. And now you come back with almost 500,000 new jobs created. It means employers and business is bullish. And look, these equity issues still have to be confronted and dealt with. But all in all, let's call this one of the most remarkable months we've seen.
Yeah, I think the equity issues are something we've talked about here many a time. I think one of the things that I'd like to get your perspective on is rising incomes. It was a good year for incomes in the economy last year, and a lot of those rising incomes did, in fact, help the lower quartile, let's say, of individuals, people who work in service industries, in hotels and hospitalities, in hospital services, and so on and so forth. And yet, even with those job gains, they lost ground to inflation. They did not have real wage growth, which puts the spotlight on inflation.
And so, Ty, this is an important conversation, but this trend of wages not keeping pace with inflation is probably a 25 or 30-year trend for most workers in the U.S. economy. So we're seeing it in a heightened fashion now because there's a conversation about inflation. People are asking, does it benefit the average American?
Right.
And so what I think many of us hope is that the supply chain logjam is temporary because demand spiked back much more quickly than supply spiked back, and that the inflation is going to moderate or modulate over time. And we all hope that that occurs because it'll be good for the worker, it'll be good for business, it'll be good for the economy, and also allow us to focus more pointedly on these equity issues.